and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time.
Know-how, never know-how.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. I hope you're doing well this morning on a Wednesday as we head into the midweek, and some folks call it hump day, whatever you want to call it. We're heading now toward the weekend. No rain actually out there right now, but rain is expected, and colder weather should be here as early as tomorrow. So right now it's very pleasant, but look for colder temperatures coming in here tomorrow. Headline news in the Messenger today: Jerry Spann, my good friend, went to be with our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and of course he was one of the outstanding people in our community for many years. Very talented music man. He taught music all the way to the first grade on up, and for as long as I can remember, and that's all the way to the days that I was in the first, second, or third grade, and I'm 71 years old. Jerry Spann was involved in music in Troy and Pike County, and very active, not only with the school system, but also with the church, First Methodist Church of Troy. He was their their song leader for a long time, and of course he came from a great group of people. He was a Kiwanian for 60 years, just very involved in the community, and of course his family, we appreciate them so much. But I tell you, I want to do it one more time. That's how he got your attention right there. If you were talking, he'd have those books and he'd slam them down, and buddy, you shut up or you were going to face the consequences. And of course, outstanding individual, Jerry Spann. We've had a bad week, and let's just say that. We lost Bobby on yesterday, and of course lost Jerry, and it's been a tough week. And of course my good friend Sim Bird lost his wife, and I hated that. And of course that funeral, I think, is today in Montgomery, or actually it's going to be a service at night at the home of Sim Bird. But again, our prayers and our thoughts go to the former All-American, and losing his wife after a long, long battle with cancer. Today is Free Messenger Day, so go by and pick it up. A good article on Jerry Spann this morning, and we appreciate the Messenger and doing what they do to benefit our community and keep us informed. That's what's probably more important than anything. Got a lot going on, including a big event coming to Troy University tonight. The coach, Chip Lindsey, will have his coaching staff at the Stadium Club tonight, and not only will you be able to meet the coaches, and he's going to introduce the coaches to everybody. You'll also find out who they've recruited. We're going to our phones this morning. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. Where are you calling? From around the world or where?
I'm just calling from Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay. Well, tell us what's happening today.
Well, it's National Recruiting Day again for the second time. Of course, Troy already has 17 commitments from the class of December that they signed right before the bowl game. So I guess Coach Lindsey and his staff will probably have about 8 more scholarships to give today to get to 25.
I know it. Do you think they
deciding night at the on the 4th floor with the coaches and all the fans to come out and see the new class of 2019.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and of course, like you said, they're going to break down all the recruits and show footage of them when they were in high school or in junior college, and we'll find out all about our 2019 recruiting class. Got a little bit of echo up here this morning, but I can stand it if you can. We'll take a short break in a few moments. But, of course, Mindy Harvey was just simply outstanding on Monday night, and people in Andalusia saw her last night. And, of course, the group. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Sorry about that. I pushed the wrong button.
Well, that's okay. But she was outstanding last night. Troy Arts Council put it on. There we go. Steve, when is the last day of hunting season?
Sunday.
And you killed one already? Yeah, you put some meat in the freezer.
Got meat in the freezer.
Well, what did you say? Sunday's is over Sunday?
February 10th. Yeah.
Whoa. So Sunday is.
When's the last time Mike Amos has been hunting? About 30 years.
Long time, I probably could kill one. A buddy of mine's got a tree stand that I could get in probably most any morning, and I wouldn't know what to do with one if I killed it, Mike.
I mean, I guess you could just take it and get it cleaned.
Yeah, but then who's gonna eat it? Your mama doesn't cook out of the freezer.
I tell you what, man, I love deer meat.
If it's prepared the right way, no question, it would be good. And I'm sure that's exactly what I would do. If I killed a deer, I would give it away to somebody. Maybe tell them to give me the what is it, the loin or the fillet or whatever.
The back straps.
Yeah, maybe, but or the fillet. That's a good piece of meat.
We eat a lot of deer sausage. That comes with jalapenos and cheese in it.
Yeah. Where do y'all get
really
y'all's?
good.
Where do y'all get y'all's meat?
We get it from my wife's family over in Fayette.
Yeah. Oh, I got you. Now you own a little property, don't you? You have any deer on it up in Jefferson County or Shelby County?
Yeah, North Shelby. Yeah, there's definitely deer on that. I mean, it's farmland, but you can definitely hunt deer. There's a section in the back that kind of goes down into a little valley, and there's tree stands up in the woods actually from there.
Yeah, well, who's doing the hunting? Do y'all lease that land or what?
No, we don't even lease it. I mean, there's people that hunt it probably illegally.
Yeah, that's probably what it is, no question about it. Of course, hope everybody's doing well today and looking forward to a big weekend. And we've got also, we're giving away, or not giving away, but today you pick up your camp stew, and it is simply delicious. I've got 10 quarts I've got to pick up. Man, that's the way to give. Give to the Salvation Army, and they'll give you back delicious camp stew. And, and of course, put it in your freezer or give it away to friends. And tell you, it's really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm coming through Troy tomorrow night, and I'm sure I might try to take some to the beach with me.
I don't know, man. I might not let you have it. No, I'm going by to pick mine up. In fact, I want to make sure that we get this clear. Salvation Army's pickup. We were completely out by 4 o'clock. Let's see. Well, it's not real clear on. I think it's you pick them up at noon. We'll give them a ring in a few moments, and let me put you on hold and see if I can pick them up.
It's a little early. You might want to wait.
Well, yeah, we can. That's right. And here comes our call right here. Let's see. Good morning, you're on Today in L.A. How you doing? Good morning. Hello. Is that you, Mike? You back on now?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us about what's going to happen tonight at the Stadium Club.
It's going to start at 6 o'clock. It's going to last till 7:30. That's going to be on the 4th floor of the stadium tower.
Might last longer than that.
Hear about the new class, meet Coach Lindsay, immediate staff. It'll be a lot of fun to get out there and get to know these guys. Of course, we mentioned yesterday a couple more off-the-field coaches they've hired, and it's going to be exciting. Of course, spring practice will start in March, and the T-Day game will be April 20th. So I expect a big crowd tonight to come out there. They're saying so far this is the top class Troy's ever had.
Boy.
They signed 17 players during the initial period, including 12 three-star prospects. When has Troy ever gotten 12 three-star prospects?
Oh, I know it.
And then 3 players ranked in the top 10 nationally at their position. So this is a team that's got 15 players, 15 starters coming back.
Yeah.
From last year's squad, and I tell you what, I would not want to be Campbell in that first game on August 31st.
Yeah, you're right. Somebody asked me the other day about Campbell, and I watched them play basketball the other day, and they have a beautiful basketball arena. And of course, that's in North Carolina.
Night at the buzzer, I watched the shot they made.
And that's in the beautiful area of the country, North Carolina.
A long time ago, their head coach was a Troy graduate. His name was Terry Lane.
That's right, Robbie Lane.
Robbie Lane, yeah.
Who used to play for Troy and coached at Troy, and used to play for Lakeside Academy in Eufaula. He used to coach at Pike at South Montgomery Academy, and of course I don't know where he is now, but long-time coach, and like you said, he coached at Campbell.
Yeah, the guy that was probably the greatest women's coach in Alabama history was a Troy grad too, and you never hear of him anymore. That Rick Moody. He was the
You're right. He was
coach
good.
Alabama ever had. Took him to the Final Four. So.
Exactly right. Mike, I told you how bad Enterprise beat Charles Henderson the other night. Well, Charles Henderson turned around in the area opener, just walloped Rehoboth 85-48.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that's just a difference in competition. Big 7A school and Charles Henderson a 5A school. I mean, that's liable to happen.
Yeah.
He won Enterprise 22-7.
Yeah, 23-7. Now they won last night. Terrell Sistrunk led the Trojans with 14 points. Josh Foster added 11. Keontae Brantley scored 10. Keith Wheeler scored 8. Jay Taylor had 8. Devin Parker and Marcus Grant had 7 apiece. Kerry Burney had 6, and Zach Henderson had 4 for the Trojans. And now their record is 19-7. Pretty good year for the Trojans, and new head coach Doug Branson, and he's done a good job, Mike. He's a good coach.
Yeah, that's a really good first year. I mean, taking over for Coach Tuck. I mean, I know Coach Tuck's still, I think, assistant principal, and of course he took over for the legend Carl Hollis, and transition for a first-year coach to win almost 20 games is really good.
Oh yeah, no question about it. Of course, Goshen wins again big. Somebody was telling me they didn't play hardly any regular season games. For some reason, they wouldn't let them go on the road during the week or something. I don't know what the deal was.
You know, I mean, I can understand it not last year, but the year before when they almost won the state championship in football, not doing that, but that is strange. It seemed like it'd be a hard time to gel as a team not playing games during the week.
Yeah, no question about it. But the Goshen defeated New Brockton 69-34, so they're off and running in area play, and they'll play. These games have been played at the Area 3 Championships, been played in Montgomery at Crampton Bowl. They've built a brand new facility, Mike, that you can have 5 or 6 basketball games going at the same time.
Really, like actual state tournament games at the same time?
They's area tournaments, and so I don't know where they go after they leave that tournament. But Charles Henson plays Greenville coming up. Greenville defeated Carroll of Ozark, so that'll be coming up on Friday. I believe that's when it's coming up. Well, it doesn't really say.
We got more football news. Cornell Williams, Cadillac, is Auburn's new running back coach. His salary is going to be $325,000. So
$300,000 for Cornelius Williams.
He's never coached in college. He was coaching for the Birmingham Iron. And then Alabama's highest-ranked recruit last year, a 5-star, Yami Anoma, who was outside linebacker defensive end, enters the NCAA transfer portal, and he's from Baltimore, Maryland. And a lot of people are saying he's going to transfer to be with Mike Loxley at Maryland. So Alabama's going to lose a 5-star recruit from last year's class that only made 9 tackles this past season. So
where was he from, Mike?
He was from Baltimore, Maryland.
Sort of makes sense. He'll go back to his hometown.
That makes sense. You know, Alabama's had great success with players out of Maryland. All the Quandros, and Powers Jones, and all these great players have come out of the Maryland area, and Diggs, the defense backs from there as well. So I mean, I'm sure Loxley's going to, probably start keeping these guys at home, and Alabama's probably not going to be able to get as many recruits from up there.
Want to mention that the area tournament, Charles Henderson improves to 18-8. Will play Greenville Thursday night in Troy for the area championship. So Thursday night here in Troy, at 7:00 they play Greenville for the area championship, while the Charles Henderson Lady Trojans will play Carroll of Ozark. You don't give Charles Henderson much of a chance there, do you, Mike?
Oh, against Ozark?
I'm being facetious.
I mean, I would say.
I think their closest score this year was something like 56 points.
I mean, I would say Charles Simpson's just waiting to get to the Final Four and then waiting for the, I guess, the trial date, everything to be settled with that.
You know something.
Eligibility. Yeah. And after that, I guess I'll just want to go ahead and try to win the state championship and be done with all this craziness.
You know something about this? I hope personalities are not getting involved. You know, Savarese has been there, and
there's no doubt.
And we're stepping up, and we're stepping on his toes, and he's trying to prove himself, and everybody wants Maury Davenport to be eligible, and it's going to be a tough decision.
Well, I mean, it's one of those type things that I would like somebody to come on or somebody to call in and let us know if she's ruled ineligible, do they have to forfeit all these games she's playing in? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I mean, will they still have a chance to win the state championship, or will the season just be over?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, will they basically hang a Final Four banner in the gym with a question mark? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I sure hope it doesn't come down to that.
I mean, when it's all said and done, I mean, it seems like that's what it's going to come down to. I mean, then having the trial basically, a few days before the tournament, the Final Four starts.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you can extend.
What now? What? Hold on, Mike.
Anymore.
Hold on. What now?
She'll get to finish the season out, but they'll strip Charles Winston and all wins because she's guilty.
Yeah, that's right. But will she be able to continue to play for the state championship, though?
No, I'm talking about will the rest of the team be able to
All right.
continue to play?
All right. Yeah, that's right. That's a good question. She could go ahead and win the state championship, but still later on have it taken away from her. Every game that they played in. Yeah. Including last year.
I thought this was going to be determined before the Final Four started.
Yeah. Well, I would think at Charles Simpson High School, whether or not they got a trophy from the state or they bought their own trophy, that if they win it, they'll sure keep a trophy in the trophy case as long as they're prohibited. As long as they're not prohibited. Baseball season starts, and Troy junior infielder Drew Frederick was named Sun Belt Conference preseason player of the year. My gosh, that's quite an honor, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that's about as big as you can possibly get. He had a great season last year, and I'm not surprised. But man, there's a lot of good players in the Sun Belt.
He led the conference this year in stolen bases last year with 28 and batted .331 and had 20 doubles and really had a great year. He's from Niceville, Florida, and I know they're looking for big things. Of course, Troy University also has two local guys playing for them. One of them is Rush Hickson, a pitcher who played at Pike Liberal Arts right here in Troy. And then, of course, Chase Smart. Can you believe this? He's a senior going to graduate this year.
I know. It's hard to believe. I was thinking about that the other day, about what we called that state championship game. I guess he was just a junior on that team.
Yeah.
And the next year they won the state championship again. But that is hard to believe.
Well, he's been an outstanding player.
He's a kid that's, like we mentioned, we thought he was the best high school player we'd ever seen. And, he struggled at the college level. I mean, even Coach Smart admitted the other day. Of course, he's had some injuries as well. But I would be shocked if he didn't hit, in the 300s this year and really lead Troy. I think, this is his year to shine.
Yeah, you're right. And he, like you said, he was an outstanding high school player.
He's always I mean, that's never changed.
And has had his moments, in college. And, of course, like you said,
it tells you how tough he is. Coach Moore said he broke his hand in the regional against Georgia.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Kept on playing.
And he's also, he's permanently disabled or permanently deaf. I mean, he was born that way, and now he puts on...
Now they implanted the hearing device
right.
when he was a little kid, so he's able to hear now.
That's right. And, of course, they've done wonders with him, and I'm so happy for him that he's playing his senior year. I know he'll be a great coach somewhere one day, don't you think?
I would imagine. I imagine you'll see him coach for his dad one day.
Yeah, no question about it. Of course, again, Troy opens up their season next Friday. I'm saying Friday, could be Thursday, but I know they're going to play on Friday. They play Western Michigan in a 4-game set.
They play Central Michigan.
Is it Central Michigan?
Yeah, the Chippewas.
Oh, okay. I thought Western...
The new head football coach of Central Michigan is Jim McElwain.
Oh, yeah. I thought... I don't know why I was thinking that...
Western Michigan is the Broncos.
Okay. All right. And, of course, they got a good baseball program, too, don't they?
I would not say they would have a good baseball program. I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't think Central Michigan's known for baseball.
Well, I'm not saying they're known for baseball, but when I gather, they're pretty good. And
let's just say they're Division I, and they play in the MAC.
Yeah.
I would imagine they haven't been able to practice too much because it's been about, 50 degrees below zero up there?
Yeah, I know it. I'm sure they're...
Do you want to go over the Troy signees so far?
Yeah, let's do. That'll be great.
All right, the first guy they've got so far is a guy named Tyler Burnson, offensive lineman, 6'4", 290, out of Baker County High School. That's going to be in Glen St. Mary's, Florida. The next guy's
wait a minute.
A wide receiver, 5'11", 165, out of Mount Arah, Georgia. Hamersham Central High School.
Yeah, good program.
Troy's got some guys from Hamersham before. This guy's a local product, and really excited to see him play. Quarterback, 6'5", 215, out of Brantley, Alabama, Titletown. Jacob Free.
All right, so far, how many is that from Alabama, and how many is that from Georgia? And
That's one from Florida, one from Georgia, and one from Alabama.
All right, okay.
This guy, I'm really excited to see. This guy put up really good numbers at Mississippi State. I don't know what happened that made him transfer to junior college, but his name is Reggie Todd, wide receiver. Listen to this, 6'5", 200, from Mobile, Alabama, and one of the best high schools you can play at, Blunt High School.
And he's coming to Troy. He's already here, is that right?
Yeah, transferred from Mississippi State.
Yeah.
I mean, he had over 250 yards receiving at Mississippi State one year. So, I mean, this guy's played in the SEC.
How many years of eligibility does he have? Do you know?
He will have 2.
All right, great.
And then you've got a guy named Christian Murphy, cornerback, 6'1", 175, out of Guthries, Florida. Guthries High School. You got a guy named Devon Reeves, defensive end, 6'4", 230, out of Conyers, Georgia, Salem High School. Where's Conyers, Georgia? Is that South
Near
Georgia?
Near Atlanta.
Then you got a guy named Dell Pettis, defensive back, 5'11", 185, out of Harvest, Alabama, Sparkman High School. That's up around Huntsville, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
A guy named Canyon Beggs, offensive line, 6'5", 280, another North Alabama guy, Athens, Alabama, Athens High School.
Good program.
Troy's really done a good job recruiting North Alabama.
They sure have.
Jalen Childs, offensive line, 6'5", 285, out of Anniston, Alabama, Sachs High School. This guy I watched him play in the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game. Really good athletes. Tight end, 6'4", 220, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Hillcrest High School, Trey Ross. I think he's going to really help Troy. Then this guy played at Gaston City High School, Gaston, Alabama. Jamontrez Woods, running back, 5'11", 215. Troy needs help at running back. That's good. Darius G, linebacker, 6'1", 205, out of Cordelia, Georgia.
Cordele.
Chris County High School. And then they got a guy named Ricky Samuels, defensive tackle, 6'3", 300, out of Bruton, Alabama, T.R. Miller High School. That's a big defensive tackle right there.
All right, tell me his name again.
Ricky Samuel.
Okay. Samuel that used to play at Alabama.
Wide receiver, 6'4", 225, out of Fairburg, Georgia, Creekside High School. That is another huge wide receiver. Troy's getting some really tall guys. And then this guy we talked about before, out of Jacksonville, Florida, Baldwin High School, Gavin Screws, quarterback, 6'2", 210. Guy threw for over 83 touchdowns in his high school career.
Boy. And where's he from in Florida? He's from Florida.
Jacksonville, Florida. And then another late pickup, Kobe Perry, safety, 6'1", 170, out of Covington, Georgia. And then one more defensive tackle. Listen to how big these guys are. Desmond Barkley, defensive tackle, 6'3", 330, out of Stockbridge, Georgia.
Boy.
So I can see why some of these guys are 3 stars. These are impressive-looking guys.
All right. Now, who was in the first bunch, and then who was in the second bunch? Did it tell you?
No, this is all the guys they signed early. They signed in December.
Oh, certain. All right. So it doesn't.
None of these are the new signees that will sign today.
Well, listen, I've got unofficially, I've got 17, 18 already. Is that right?
17 is what I counted.
Yeah. Boy, it looks good. You're right. Very impressive group. And
that's the class that Coach Brown had signed before he left for West Virginia.
Well, I tell you what, they really got the linemen, and that's very important to be able to recruit linemen.
Look at these huge receivers they got too, 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
I mean, that's something Troy hadn't had a lot. I mean, we've had a few guys 6'1", 6'2". Willis was 6'4". Look what kind of player he was.
Oh yeah.
Willis is the guy I think will get drafted. I really do. I think Damian Willis will play at the next level.
Oh yeah, no question. I think so too.
I mean, he was the guy that when he was healthy, Troy was pretty unstoppable on offense because they could just throw it up to him, and he'd jump up and catch it.
Oh, yeah, he was a great one.
He was one of the better 50-50 ball guys I've ever seen.
What do you mean by that?
50-50 ball. I mean, the defensive back, the receiver.
Oh, yeah.
An equal opportunity to come down with
it. If he went up, he'd come down
with
it. Okay.
Pull it away from a guy.
Yeah. Mike, they've got...
that's so far, that's what we got. If you go on TroyChoices.com, which I'll be doing throughout the day, just checking on it, they'll have, the latest new signee, and they'll be able to tell you about it and all that. So you'll be able to check that throughout the day, which is always fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. And they'll have a breakdown, I'm sure, of all the recruits tonight. And, ladies and gentlemen, it's free to the public. It starts at 6 o'clock. And, of course, you'll be able to meet and greet the Trojan new football staff. Plus, you'll meet and greet with a lot of Troy's biggest supporters and fans. There'll be food available and a cash bar, and it's quite a night tonight from the Stadium Club on the 4th floor of the stadium here in Troy.
Yeah, I mean, we got to welcome all these new coaches. That'd be great for them to meet the community.
Yeah. You need to come in sort of early and go with us. What's your plan?
I'm actually not coming down tomorrow. I want to see the basketball game tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. That's today. No, excuse me. That is tomorrow. Yeah, it's tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. A game on Thursday. And
speaking of basketball, I watched Auburn last night against Florida, and I tell you what, Auburn's looking scary good.
They are good.
Bryce Brown and Harper are starting to just light it up from outside, and then everybody on their team can shoot the three, even their 6'8", 6'9" guys.
Yeah.
And then Wiley came off the bench last night, 6'11" guy that's been hurt the last 3 weeks. He looked good. I mean, I tell you what, they destroyed Alabama. They blew out Florida.
Then they lost 3 in a row.
They might go pretty far in the NCAA tournament if they keep playing like this.
I want to mention that Piggly Wiggly on North 39th Street in Troy, and also in the located also on the bypass in the shopping center. And of course, they've got T-bone steaks, Mike, $5.99 a pound, and you go in there today and tell them to cut you some thick ones, and that's delicious. T-bone steaks from Piggly Wiggly. Also, the Sanders Farms fresh whole fryers are just 69 cents a pound. Boneless center cut pork chops $1.49 a pound. Fresh fryer wings $1.98 a pound. And then they got the ribeye steaks, Mike. They got them also on sale. So, and then they've got Kelly smoked sausage, 3 16-ounce packages for $10. What a deal. All of this going on at Piggly Wiggly.
I was Pig shopping the one off Overton where I live here in Birmingham, and I saw some Kelly's bacon in there the other day.
Well, it is delicious. Of course, they're bacon. That's pretty hard to say. They're cooking bacon.
Is Kelly's under new ownership? Are they still out of Elba?
They are under new ownership. And hopefully they'll keep the names. But the Kellys have become very wealthy people after selling out. and couldn't happen to a better bunch of folks. They're great people. Mr. Kelly, the originator, is about as fine a man as you'll find anywhere. Mike, we got a call coming in. I'll put you on hold. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. Hello?
Mike, it's Max Howell.
Man, good to hear from you, Max. How you getting along?
I'm doing great. How's everything in T-Roy, Alabama?
Well, I've got some sad news, Max. Sim lost his wife a couple of days ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And, of course, long battle with cancer, and she's a wonderful person. I've known her for a long time, and, and Sim was so supportive and so loyal, and
sure.
They're having a
celebration of life.
Yeah, that's right. Tonight.
I'm aware of that. Yes, I
Okay, they're doing that tonight at his home in Montgomery. But again, our prayers and our thoughts are with that family.
Yeah, Mike, of course, Sam, you know the background.
Oh yeah.
Go back, and he was the heart and soul of that team, that championship team, and certainly has had some great success in his career, and he's had some ups and downs like all of them.
Yeah.
But he's, I'm sure he knows that Mary John's in a better place now.
No question about it. Max Howell is on the line right now, and Max, I'm gonna bring Mike in. I'm gonna put you on hold and bring him in right here. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Oh, shoot. Here we go, right here. Now I can't get it to do anything. Let's see here. Where's this thing? All right, there we go. It won't work for some reason. There we go. Boy, I'm having trouble getting them all right now. One more time. Let's see here. There we go. Well, I might have to go on break before we get this done, but good morning. Are you still on the line? Are you on the line, Max? Hello. Mike Amos, are you on the line? Right now we're having difficulties. We're going to have to take a short break. Well, here we go right here. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hey, Mike, Will Matthews.
Will Matthews on the line. All right, Will, I'm going to see if I can pull this off. I'm going to try to pull it off right now. I'm going to try to get everybody on. I'm going to put you on hold, Will.
All right.
All right, here we go. Okay, got you on, Max. Are you still on?
I'm here. Yeah.
I've got three guys trying to get on, but Max Howell is our guest this morning, and we were, it's hard enough to get two on. But Max, tell us about recruiting.
Well, hey, this is National Signing Day, Mike. I know a lot of the glamour and the lust has probably gone off from it from a lot of schools. It's the time that I came through with an early signing period in December. I think 72 or 74% of the national signees have already signed, and I think over half of those have already enrolled in early enrollment.
Oh yeah, that's why it is a real benefit, don't you think?
It really is. Oh, absolutely. I'm extremely pleased to see from the university standpoint how they've got them kids in school now. Those the ones that want to now. A lot of people said, hey, they need to stay and finish their senior. That's a choice. They can sign in December. They don't have to go to school until summer. But the ones that want to and feel the need to try to get a head up on what they want to do with their career, then I'm all for that. So I think the numbers will come out tonight, and nationally it'll be 3 or 4 of the SEC teams to talk as far as national recruiting is concerned. And I know you and I talked about this on this show. The greatest thing for programs like Troy is when they reduce the numbers.
That really is, yeah.
I think Troy has certainly been I think they've been a poster child for that.
In fact, you're exactly right. They signed 17 people early, and that meant that those 17 guys were already signed by Troy, and they couldn't sign with anybody else today.
That's exactly right. And, of course, I don't know how many of those. I would guess probably 12, 13 of those kids already enrolled early. And with the coaching change, Chip Lindsey inherited not only a hardcore experienced group coming back, but some really good, outstanding recruits.
All right, Max. They say that I can get all three of you on. If you will, please hold on. Thank you. Okay, we got you on, Max. You still on?
I'm on.
All right, Will, are you on? Max, you on? Is that right? All right, let's see here. Okay, that should do it. Well. All right, Max, are you on now?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Mike, you on? Mike Amos, are you on? Will Matthews, are you on?
Will Matthews is on.
All right, okay. All right, we appreciate y'all hanging on here today. Of course, Max is calling from Fulton, Mississippi. And Max, Neil Brown took most everybody with him. We were counting the other day. He took 14 people with him.
Well, you know what? When you got something good, Mike, and you have an opportunity, I mean, that's the way the system works.
Now that was just total staff. All of them weren't coaches. But you know the most important thing when you build a coaching staff, Max, is loyalty.
No doubt about that.
If they're not loyal, they need to hit the highway. Don't you agree?
I don't think there's any doubt, and I think we can all look around. Sometimes that loyalty factor has come into play, maybe even over the coaching ability.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Some coaches, value that thing. I know when we were there with Billy Atkins, and of course he did in the NFL, and that's where it's really important. I think even more so because the assistants and all that are not very well known. But if you don't have loyalty in building any kind of program, any kind of business, or even a life with your friends and everywhere, the loyalty factor to me just jumps out. I think it's broad and as big as any other facets that you have to deal with.
Of course, now,
Mike, I'm gonna kind of disagree with Max in one thing. I think it's got a lot to do with the kind of person you are, the kind of individual you are. Look at Jimbo Fisher. When he left Florida State, guess how many coaches he took with him?
Probably none.
None.
Are you serious?
He had one guy that was in the office that was kind of the business manager type guy with the program. He took him and nobody else. All those coaches were out of a job. Now, some had contracts. My friend Charles Kelly, he had a contract, so they had to pay him. Some of the others, most of these coaches nowadays have one-year contracts that are renewed each year, so they might have had 1 year left on their contract. He took nobody to Texas A&M. And he took the $70 million and put it in his pocket, and then, everybody else had to fend for themselves. Now, that's the difference between him and Neil Brown. The people that work for Neil Brown, they hooked their coattails on him to start with, and he's loyal to them just like they're loyal to him. And he's going into a new deal. I mean, and the people at West Virginia, they wanted Neil Brown, and they got him.
I think Troy was able to keep 4, and these weren't all on-field coaches. These were a lot of just program people.
Well, let me tell you the other thing. There's one other aspect in that you omitted. It depends on where you go and who you're dealing with, also. Look, I've been around, moved 13 times in a 35-year career.
Oh, gosh.
I saw every kind of situation you could ever imagine, both at the high school and college level. And sometimes consistency doesn't jump out at you. But it's the negotiation with that individual, and I don't disagree at all. It's the character of the head guy first. But, he has his choice sometimes. Maybe he had not made choice. Let's just look back. Let's look what Jimbo Fisher left. 5 and 7 didn't leave a whole lot to be desired to be transferred.
Plus, his quarterback is now off the team.
That's right.
So, you know, hey, he saw it. He saw the writing on the wall, don't you think?
Well, you know, I think a lot of that, Mike, goes into some day-by-day operations. You make some bad choices sometimes, and sometimes the discipline's not there. I mean, I can sit there, having been in that program, I can sit there and pick that thing apart. What happened? A lot of it was Jimbo's personality, but he had some great success there at certain times while he was on the. We can go all the way back to how he got the job. I mean, Coach Bowden probably needed to stay another year or two, but there were some people there that really thought he needed to move on, and Coach Coach Bowden a few years before he didn't go back to a ball game. But thank goodness his health is held up, and he's done that, and certain ways. So my point is every situation is a little bit different, and I hate personally I hate to broad brush it across the board and say, hey, every guy has to fit this mold, and every guy it doesn't fit that mold.
Yeah. Let me make sure, Mike, are you on? Mike, are you on?
I think you lost
Mike.
No,
we lost Mike. Of course, Will Matthews is on, and of course, Max Howell is on. And Max, Troy signed a real good running back who is transferring from Texas A&M. I don't know if he's going to be eligible next year, but if he is, he's a 6'1", 215-pounder out of Lake Mary, Florida. If they could get him eligible, it would be a huge hit for the new staff.
Well, all they do is make a request to NCAA because they've gotten a little.
Because that's a long ways from College Station, Texas, to St. Mary, Florida. They, he could always say that somebody's he needs to be there to help them make a living.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's always circumstances, Mike, why kids go that far away, and also circumstances why they want to go back.
Yeah.
And certainly hope for Troy's benefit, and as far as being a player, hope that's the right decision for both he and Troy.
No question about it. You know, Max, Will is not only a big golfer. He played at Vanderbilt, and of course, is one of the top domino players in the world. Do you ever play dominoes?
No, my dad was, man. I used to sit around. My dad worked in an industrial plant, and certainly there before the shop, before the whistle blew, then go to work, and at lunch hour and after lunch, I've been by and seen the domino table set up all over that plant. So yeah, I'm very familiar. I was never a player.
Yeah.
Didn't have the patience to sit and watch and think, I think.
Yeah, no question about it.
Mike, y'all got a quarterback coming in that signed with Vandy. He was a big-time recruit. He got to Vandy, and, of course, Kyle Shermer was there, and there's no way he's going to play. He's like 6'5" or 6". He's from Luverne.
No, actually, he's from Brantley. He's from Brantley.
Brantley, that's right. You're right, Brantley. And I think he played at Brantley, but I think his family lives in Luverne now.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, that guy is a player. If they can develop him, you'll see some balls in the air for Troy with him.
Well, let me tell you this. He'll have a hard time beating out the two that are already here. I mean, let me tell you, this guy, the starting quarterback got hurt. He was fixing to break some records. I mean, that's how good he was.
Yeah.
And, of course.
They have a redshirt year, Mike.
Yeah, that's right. And, of course, they also signed a kid out of Florida that threw 85 touchdown passes in his high school career. And and then they got a quarterback out of Georgia, a Watson kid that they think highly of. He's 6'5" kid. So they've got 4 or 5 quarterbacks. In fact, quarterback's not the issue right now. It's being able to find right now they only have one proven running back. And then, of course, everybody needs linemen. You don't ever throw them away, do you, Max?
You can't. Well, you really can't afford every one of those guys are one ankle turn away from getting a chance to play.
That's right.
I think that's where people kind of get. However, when you get depth at a position that usually like a quarterback, where it's just obviously going to be ruined, those starting after number 3, number 4, and 5, either will be asked to move to another position, and or they'll be looking to transfer.
Exactly, and in most cases, you want to go through spring practice, see how you stand, and then a lot of times they'll leave after spring practice and pick up somewhere else. Is that right?
Yeah, that's of course the junior college system is wide open. I'm sitting over here with 14 junior colleges in the state of Mississippi that all participate, and they just sit back and wait for guys. I can go through them. I won't take the bore you guys with the names and numbers, but that's the way the system has been built over the last 50 years, and certainly has played a major role in big-time D1 programs around the country.
Another one of the ones.
Alabama does not have a single junior college football program. None.
That's hard to believe.
But they do the best job in the country in evaluating those kids as far as recruiting goes. I mean, I was on a show yesterday in Birmingham, and we talked a little bit about that. And the fact is just because you're a five-star athlete, you're 6'4" and 220, run a 4.5, that doesn't necessarily mean you go to Alabama to play.
That's right.
There's so many other, and Mike's heard me talk about Kevin Elko's philosophy. He's a psychologist who works on that staff. He's never read his books. If you read a couple of it, he's written 4 or 5. One I keep on my desk is called Touchdown. He explains exactly what Saban does psychologically with these kids. And it's the most revealing. It took me years to try to figure out how he kept getting those kids. They stayed, and they come back and play their senior year when all of them wanted to get to the NFL. But he lays the plan out for you pretty clear.
And let me tell you, don't ever think they don't look at those dollar marks. I mean, they're there to make a living. They're there to play a couple of years and head to the pros.
Absolutely.
Mike.
Yeah.
Guess how many scholarship offers Julian Edelman had coming out of high school?
Not many.
One.
Yeah, I know it. And you know what? He's a system player. You know, they had a great one before him. What was his name? The kid that played that slot position for him was a great player.
Amendola.
No, Eckler, or what was his name? Max. I want to say Eckler.
The really great one they had retired.
Yeah.
And he was.
That's right.
And he was a slot receiver. I don't. The guy.
That was Welker.
Welker, that's who we're talking about, is Welker. Yeah. And Welker was better than Edelman, I think, statistically he was.
They're both about the same size, about 190 pounds.
And then they had Amendola, however you pronounce his back name. He was a wide receiver. And Hogan, all of them are about the same size,
Yeah. Well,
they just run about 10 yards and catch the ball.
And the best tight end in football, maybe the meanest guy in football, Bronk,
Well, he's, I think the question is, will he come back for next year? But anyway, we can all look at programs and identify them. I think those programs that remain at the top, the Patriots in the NFL, Alabama, or whoever, it's that staff that's able to identify those, get them to campus, and then coach them up.
Yeah.
And I think that's the,
we were just.
Max, would you agree this is a huge day for college football coaches?
Oh yeah.
Well, it is. Yeah, they the majority of. Well, I meant to come in early on. Of course, since I've been out of it, the early signing period, the early enrollment has changed a lot of things.
Yeah.
But this is the final recap. Every school in the country had 4 or 5 slots left, but they're still trying to bargain and try to get that best player they could get on campus.
Tonight.
Max, guess who gave an interview on ESPN this morning and recruiting was never mentioned?
Who is that?
Nick Saban. He was interviewed on Mike Greenberg's show about 7:15, and the only thing they talked about was Belichick. And Nick Saban and Belichick both have 6 titles. Nobody else. Coach K at Duke's got 5. No one else is even close.
Max, I didn't tell you tonight from the Stadium Club, and Troy's done this last 4 or 5 years. It's a great program. Coach is going to, Coach Lindsay is going to introduce his staff. Then they're going to go over every individual that they signed, and they've got highlight tapes to show everybody. So there's going to be a rundown of every recruit, free food and free drink. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Mike, I I did that. I started doing that when I was at Florida State back in the late '80s. We had those, those recruiting celebrations, as we call them.
Oh yeah.
At that time. And then I took that same philosophy on to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
We did the same thing. Those kids and the fan base love that. I mean, they want to know what you got, what you think about them, and break it down. And those are always very well attended. And certainly, I think a plus for the university for the course.
Thanks. Are you on the air over in Mississippi right now?
Who is?
Is your show running this morning?
Oh yeah.
So you're actually on the air right now, is that right?
Yeah, well, I'm not on there personally.
Oh, okay.
I'll come on at lunch. I do a midday deal.
I got you.
We'll have coaches on, and we'll have some of the individual players from this area that's going either to Ole Miss, Mississippi State, or some going to Alabama.
Does it look like?
It's the largest single high school in the state of Mississippi. So it's well recruited every year.
What is that? Is that Monroe or who is that? Who is that?
Where?
Yeah. Where's it located?
Tupelo?
Oh, okay, Tupelo.
Yeah, no, it's in Tupelo. We're right here. And the graduating class at Tupelo High School is between 600 and 700 every year.
Oh man!
And they put out, they put out a better than average football team. They ranked they don't win the state that often, but they have a balanced program, Mike, around the state as far as from every sport, from bowling to football. They'll be right there as far as being competitive.
No question about it. Jordan Leslie, our friend and from Fulton, went with Coach Brown to North Carolina.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if we talked about this, but Neil Brown also picked up the guy that was supposed to be starting for Ohio State next year. He's not going to start now since but the other quarterback is going to West Virginia, and everybody that says he's really going to be a great one. And of course, Coach Brown got a little lucky.
I didn't get lucky, Mike.
Well, I mean, he was able to pick up. This guy was able to transfer and be able to play right away.
Yeah. Well, individual circumstances dictate that. It depends on what the circumstances were with the kid and, why he needs to change. Most of the time, the family lives close, just like you mentioned earlier, but
that's right,
Texas A&M. Individual circumstances, you can't broad brush that across and just say every kid that's going to transfer can't be eligible.
Exactly right, no question.
Those rules in the last few years, and I think rightly so. It's no different from just regular discipline. You'd have a set of rules, but every rule doesn't apply specifically to every kid the same way. A lot of people have a hard time with that, I know.
All right. Here we go and put you on hold, and we're going to bring Mike Amos in here.
Max, I'm at a doctor's office.
Right,
I've got to go.
ahead.
But let me make one point before I leave. I wish they'd have a rule that if your coach leaves, you can leave.
You're right, especially those new incoming guys. What do you think?
The reality, guys, they're not signing with the coach. They're signing with the university.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, if you're signing with a coach and expect that guy to be there 5 years after you sign, 90% of those kids, they're going, particularly if it's an assistant coach that that has done all the recruiting and you've established that relationship.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I don't demean. Remember, I did that for a long time, and I was the guy on the road, and I know the relationship that an individual builds with a family and all has a great deal to do. But you better be sure when you make that decision to go that you're going with the university, regardless of who's coaching there.
Exactly. Thank you, Will.
All right, see you.
Appreciate it. Well, we're going to bring Mike Amos in here. All right, Mike, are you here? Let's see here. Well,
I got you.
All right, okay. Max, you on? Max. All right, I'll put you on hold and bring Max in. Okay, is this you, Max?
That's me.
All right, brother, we got you now. Of course, Max Howell's on, and also Mike Amos is on from right here. And, okay, Mike, you and Max both on now. Is that right? Say amen.
You got me.
All right, hold on a second. All right, we're bringing in Max Howell right now on the conference call. Max, you on now?
I'm here.
All right, here we go, Mike. Oh, got you finally. Max Howell.
Troy just got their latest commitment, Javon Solomon. Max probably knows the school pretty well. Godby High School out of Tallahassee, Florida.
See, that's here's what a lot of people don't understand, Mike, is that just because you have a university in a particular town, that does not necessarily mean you're going to get every player that comes out of that high school.
And Godby's a solid program, too, isn't it, Max?
Well, I'm just saying, having been in Tallahassee, when Leon High School was the biggest school in the North, in the Panhandle at that time, we didn't get every player that came out of there. Auburn would come in and get one, Florida would get one, South Carolina would slip in there and get one. I think you have to understand that a lot of kids will leave that area because they've been to every Florida State ball game since they were 10 years old.
Yeah.
And their family still lives there, and they want a different look. They want some different environment.
I'm going to throw out a name to you, Max. I'm going to throw out a name to you. Leon High School, Billy Sexton. Supposed to be the best quarterback in the country. Went to Alabama, and they never hardly ever played a down. I think he transferred back to one of those schools.
He did.
Javon Solomon is the kid from Tallahassee. They signed. Listen to these numbers. He's 6'2", 230, plays outside linebacker, defensive end, Dad. He had 75 tackles, 17 tackles for loss, 10 sacks, and 3 block kicks as a senior. That's pretty impressive.
How does that guy become available, Max? He was the last signee.
Two or three things quickly that's not included. What about his first step on the 40 when they get his time? That's normally the first thing that'll happen. Second is maybe an academic. Maybe didn't have a 25 on the ECT. The academics play a major role in that. And then you don't know a lot about the character situation. Not indicating or saying that anything is wrong, but I'm giving you the reasons why a guy with those kind of credentials at that size, that play at a school that size, doesn't go to Florida State or Auburn or Alabama.
And then the guy that he might have committed to now doesn't need an outside linebacker. They need a tight end or need a quarterback or a guard. So they sort of decommit him. Is that right? Does that happen?
Well, what they do, most coaches now, guys, are pretty honest with those kids. And here's the reason: because of social media. When you go in there and recruit a kid like that, they already know as much about your roster as you do. They already know what the depth chart looks like. They already know who you're recruiting. In their mind, in their family's mind, they already know what your opportunity is to play there. Now, some want to go, we've talked about this many times. Joe Kelly is the one out of Ozark that defies all of those things. He did not care if he ever played a snap at Alabama. He wanted a degree from the University of Alabama, and certainly, he was smart enough to figure out what his long-range future was, and it was in the business world, and he succeeded at that. And I use that as an example constantly. Every kid, you can't put them all in one box and shake them up and think they all will fall out together. Every one of those kids have to be looked at differently, recruited differently. That's why the recruiting process takes so long. And we talk about 2 and 3 year process now to get the high-profile kids to come to your school.
I'd like to mention this. It's a great running back. You're familiar with him, Mike. Jonathan Fales out of Carroll Ozark. He said he had received a call from Auburn that would make him a preferred walk-on at Auburn. That's better than what you call just a regular walk-on. Isn't that right?
Yeah, but I mean, you're still way down the depth chart. I mean, you'd be better off trying to get a scholarship for his family more than anything. I would think somewhere else.
All right. If Troy doesn't Troy is looking for a running back. He'd be a perfect fit for Troy. He's a great running back out of Carroll Ozark. You remember that?
Well, we mentioned Troy got the transfer from Texas A&M.
I know, but he's going to be eligible.
Texas A&M. Well, we got to find out tonight, I guess, from Coach Lindsey.
Of course, Max knows all about this because he's done it so many times. You got to create a hardship, don't you? And in many cases, you, the recruiter, creates the hardship. Is that right?
Well, it really does, and I think, again, every case is different. That's why if that kid is going to be that valuable to the program at Troy, then that hardship presentation really needs to be focused on. And NCAA is pretty lenient with that. I'm not saying every kid that's brought or every situation that's brought before the NCAA is okay, but the majority they're pretty lenient now in a true hardship situation. If it has to do with their family, an illness in the family, or somebody that has to be close to that family, the NCAA is pretty lenient about allowing those kids eligibility.
Yeah, this kid's coming from Lake Butler, Florida, that transferred in for Texas A&M. Another player Troy got just signed on the dotted line. Dad, you'll like this. Kalen Geiger, kid out of Fort Worth, Texas, played at Navarro College. That's a junior college. All he did last year was have 70 catches for 960 yards.
Oh, gosh. All right, now.
Loading up a wide receiver. That's 3 really good wide receivers.
Now, they got him in this second group. Is that right?
Yeah, the last 2 are guys they've signed today.
So evidently,
so
Brown
wasn't able. 19 recruits.
Brown wasn't able to take him with him, and probably could have, but Brown must have backed off of him. When you think,
well, you never know. Coach Lindsey might have got this guy.
Yeah, he might. That's right. He sure might have. Yeah.
See, that's what I say. You don't ever know what the background circumstances are. The junior college kids, a lot of that time while they have to wait, they don't know what their academic status is going to be. Obviously, he couldn't come out at Christmas, so now hopefully he can come out in May, get there for the early time. I can give you an example where Jackie Sherrill, when he started his downhill slide, he was living off the junior college market. One year he had 5 or 6 guys he thought was going to get in at Christmas. They didn't. Then he thought they was going to get in May. They didn't. They didn't get there till August. Well, they couldn't make any contribution. And consequently, that season ended up like 5
and the hard thing about it is they have to graduate from a junior college. Is that right? They have to graduate.
I mean, Max, I know you're a recruiting coordinator at Florida State and Ole Miss, and this is one of the more unique situations Coach Lindsey comes into. Neil Brown and his coaching staff had signed 17 guys in December, and now he has a new staff, and he's basically trying to, I guess, get about 8 or 9 himself. Pretty unique situation to have these guys already committed.
Yeah, it is. See, that's the whole, Mike. That's the whole difference. We talked about that a little bit earlier.
You're exactly right.
That's the difference now than it was, 20 years ago when I was doing. We focused on that, on that first Wednesday in February to get them in, and get them in May or early June in summer session. Now, you try to get them out. You recruit that kid at 11th grade. You try to be sure his academics or so that you can get him in January. And that's the whole focus of the thing. Get them that extra semester, get them through the off-season program, get them through spring training. So when they hit the field in September, they've already basically got a year behind them. That's the whole difference right now in the recruiting process than it was 20 years ago.
Max, this December signing date, we're talking about mid-level. We're not talking about the Alabamas, the Auburns, the Tennessees, and the Floridas and all that. But the mid-level teams like Troy, Tennessee Tech, not Tennessee Tech, but
you're talking about non-Power 5.
Non-Power 5. It is the best thing in the world that's ever happened to them because they can go ahead and lock these guys in. Normally, they would have lost half these guys if they had to wait till now to sign. Wouldn't you think?
True. Oh yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. The rule certainly has helped. The first thing that helped was reduction down to 45.
That's right.
In a season of 85 guys. Then after that, the early signing period came on, where you can go in and get them in school. And again, you're going to have some good guys. I call them casualties. It doesn't matter how many you sign, where you sign. Every school is going to have a few casualties along the way. Even Alabama has them, even with the number 1 class in the country.
Oh, yeah.
You know what will happen, guys? Those guys will disappear, or they'll be pushed so far down the roster you never hear from them again.
And they'll stick him back in some. A lot of times they'll stick him back in some junior college place, and somebody say, "Where did you come from? Where did you come from?" But
it's unique now. They have something called the transfer portal.
Guys, it's a huge part of the business that is not as publicized as obviously as the games that you go to and the names that appear on the roster of starters and all of the ones at the end of the year end up going to the NFL. The whole process includes the whole staff, the staff in getting that roster built. And to get 85 over there, they allow 20 for preferred walk-ons now. Used to have unlimited numbers. When I was on there, we had 35 or 40. Our scout team was made of nothing but walk-on kids when I was at Florida State. But we hand-picked those that we had submitted to choose from.
You know, and
those days are over. You don't do that anymore.
I tell you, Florida State, they better do something and do it in a hurry, or they're going to lose their great program. Because you think about it, before Saban went on this streak of the best recruiting classes, Florida State owned the recruiting. You remember that? They owned it, and now their quarterback's gone. They've kicked him off the team, and this guy better do some real recruiting, or Florida State might lose their program. I mean, as far as the quality of their program.
Yeah, I think I'll be interested to see how they do bringing the numbers they bring in. I'm not high on him since the day he was hired. When did I own him before that? Go back and check his records. His overall one-loss record is just below 60%. He's had some great track records of turning programs around in 1 year. But look at him from Western Kentucky to South Florida to Oregon and back to Florida State. Those numbers are not that great. And, I consider that a political hire. I'll be really interested to see if he can survive after one more year.
Exactly right. Of course, it's going to be interesting to see. And another thing, too, Max, that a lot of people don't understand, I don't know if they're, a team like a Tennessee or Ole Miss, whatever, they might sign 35 players. Can they still do that and then cut them all down until they get 25?
The oversigning, Mike, is not as prevalent as it was when I was there.
I know, and I remember it used to be bad.
We could do that, but here's the deal. There's a couple of ways you handle that. You can go in verbally and talk to that family, and you go it through the family, not just the kid. But you explain to them what the roster looks like, what the depth chart looks like, and here's your option. We can either do what we call a gray shirt.
That's right, gray shirt.
We're going to promise you come on to school, you pay your way the first semester, we'll pick you up the second semester. That's a roll of the dice. Or you can choose to go to junior college if you want to stay active. We'll help you. We can't pay for your way to go to junior college, but I pick the phone up and call, Bobby Franklin or whoever else is out there at one of the major junior colleges. Says, hey, this kid's going to be back with us in a year. We want you to recruit him, put him on scholarship. He'll play for you, and we'll take him back. There's a lot of ways you can do that, but you don't anymore, Mike. You don't put him on a contract and then take away, because remember that the letter of intent is one thing, but the national contract is another thing. The NCAA, frowns heavily if you try to take a scholarship away from a kid, even though they only 1 year at a time now,
That's
not
right.
2 years.
I tell you what they do now more than anything is they do medical hardships. So some of these juniors and seniors, they want out of the program, they'll keep them on scholarship, but give them medical hardship, and that helps them, sign some more guys.
That does, and that does not count against your 85, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what,
Saban did that a lot when he first got there.
Yeah.
I tell you,
they're all kind of, every rule that's ever been printed out there, guys, they find exceptions to. We know that. And even no matter what's in law, as far as the law interpretation of a business or a football program or what. That's why, that's why lawyers make a living, is interpreting the law per se. And college recruiting is no different. It's the same thing. It's based on a contract agreement. And then, you just like to think there's some integrity on both sides, and sometimes it's not. And sometimes coaches get overzealous, and kids want to be at a program, and, they'll say, hey, this coach told me this, told me that. Some leave with hard feelings. And, there's so many things you can talk about that go into this process. But the end result is that once you get your 25 there, and I just use that number, most of the time it's not a full 25, usually 19 to 22 is that real number that they sign. Then you got to get them in class. You got to be sure they fit into your system. Get them get them in the weight room, get them on the practice field, and be sure their academics are okay and they stay out of trouble.
And let me tell you this: the ACT test is not a piece of cake. I promise you. These guys that don't get that high score, they're not going to be able to sign. Isn't that right?
Well, yeah, they got a minimum, I think, for 18 to 19. They're just going up to 20 now.
I tell you what, hey,
18.
Hey, Max, what's the word in Starkville about Alabama taking two coaches from Mississippi State? Are those two coaches pretty good recruiters?
Oh, yeah. Listen, Dave Turner is as good a defensive line coach as is in the country. And he's been in the NFL and all. You know, Saban, you got to understand, Mike, if Saban wouldn't have come after those guys if they didn't fit the mold we wanted. You remember this about what Alabama did. They went the Henry recruiting route 2 years ago, and you saw what happened. The coaching wasn't quite up to par. I think he's looking for more of a balance this time.
I bet they had to pay him a bunch. I bet they had to increase his salary $200,000 a year. I bet.
Yeah, but that the money thing is
no big deal, is it?
Relevant today. When you start moving from program to program like that, those guys have the money to make that. They know a better opportunity exists in Tuscaloosa than it does in Starkville. This is Joe Moorhead's. This is his report card, guys. This year, he lost 20 guys off that football team, off the player side, and he's lost 5 coaches. So now we're going to see if Moorhead can bring what he did at Penn State and Mississippi State. The early response we're already getting is a good year next year is going to be 7-5 or 8-4 at best. And,
I agree with that.
I do too. I'm going to question. I'm going to say 7-5 or 6-6.
I agree.
Think about who he got to play in the West and what he's got to. He's got to start all over at quarterback as well.
Well, I said earlier this season, I thought that was going to be the most talent he would ever have at Mississippi State.
Yeah, it was.
Mullen had him loaded.
And I tell you what happened is that Coach Moorhead came in here with all the high, the bells and whistles from Penn State, and he tried to change Fitzgerald in that bunch, and they lost to Florida, and they lost to Kentucky. That was 2 teams they should have not have lost to, and they did. And then it took him another game or 2 to readjust his offensive application to Fitzgerald, so it fit, and you saw Fitzgerald get better in the last 3 or 4 ball games. But he learned a big-time lesson that you better look at what you got and then take your system and apply it there. You can't force your system in, and that's what he tried to do, and it cost him.
I can't believe he lost the bowl game to Iowa. Iowa shouldn't have been on the field, Mississippi State speed-wise.
Well, but you know what? I think a lot of it, based on he had all the background stuff from all his buddies up there in the Big Ten, and I don't think they did a good enough job in preparation.
Hey, Iowa's not a bad program either. Well, they're pretty good.
They win about 8 games a year.
That's right, but they're big and strong. Are they, Max?
They are.
What about the big news out of Southern Miss? Art Briles interviewed for the coordinator job. I thought he was done with college football. I didn't think he could get a job.
Did that send up a red flag? Southern Miss can't even hire a coach somewhere. And I love Jay Hobson. He was at Ole Miss when I was there.
Yeah.
He's a player, a great guy, and he's done it good. But they're searching down there, guys. I'm telling you, that's something that I think can come back to bite him. I'm not throwing rocks at Art Briles. I'm just saying he comes from a lot of.
He is a good football coach, though, don't he?
What happened off the field was.
That's exactly right. I mean, do you realize how many situations that he got tagged with? 31.
Oh man.
Sexual abuse cases.
Yeah.
It's the worst scandal. The worst scandal ever.
Oh, see, and the difference between he and Hugh Freeze is, of course, Hugh was part of the. He was part of the problem. Art Briles was just in charge of and they tried to cover all that stuff up. Yeah. And just because it was a private Baptist college, it didn't work that way.
Let me ask you something, Max. How close do you think Troy came to hiring Hugh Freeze? If the ball had bounced a different way, he was one of the top candidates for the Troy job. Is that right?
I'm telling you what, anybody that hires him, Mike, look, I know way too much more about that situation.
Yeah.
That guy is, I'm telling you, the average person has no clue. Yeah. All they saw what he was able to do on the field, but he is first and foremost, you got to understand the talent level that he had.
Yeah, that's right.
He got it there. He bought every one of those players. That's first and foremost. Second is his character problem started back in high school.
Yeah.
It just didn't develop when he was at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
This guy's flawed from top to the bottom, and even while Liberty College gave him a shot, I don't know. However, I will say this, with the Art Briles thing and the Hugh Freeze thing, the athletic director at Liberty University now came from Baylor.
Yeah. Exactly. He's a perfect fit for Liberty, don't you think? You know, a guy that can put some offense on the board. You know.
Well, Mike, are you dividing off his character problems and his athletic ability, or his?
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying, that's all these guys look at. You know, is what can you do for me?
Let me give you one. You know.
Yeah, but the problem is Liberty doesn't play in a conference, though.
No, they can just
they're an independent.
They're private. You know. I just get really frustrated. And all the stuff they put out about him, that Nick Saban talked to him, and Jeremy Pruitt wanted him, and all that. All of that, you go back and look, and 95% of that information came out of Memphis, Tennessee, and that was his agent, Sexton, putting that information out.
I got you.
That was the university putting that out.
I got you.
They knew they couldn't hire him. SEC had already been told.
Yeah.
I told those coaches that they couldn't.
Well, the agent guru, he ends up making all the decisions, doesn't he?
Who is that?
The agent guru.
That is Jimmy Sexton.
Yeah, Jimmy Sexton makes all. Hey, he calls all the shots, doesn't he?
Well, he has the contract with them, Mike.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are under contract. Now, they don't have to follow that, but if he does, he cuts them off. I think he's got 29 clients across the country.
He's real, he can call a lot of shots, can't he?
And he does. He absolutely has an opportunity to do that, and the guys are going to listen to him. But just remember, they're under contract to him. They can break that contract anytime they want to.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, that's another facet of the industry that a lot of people either don't understand or don't want to hear about.
Yeah. And I'm sure when a school sees that the coach that they're interested in has Jimmy Sexton, it sort of scares them because they know they fix that to pay out a bunch of money.
Well, I mean, that's what they hired for.
Yeah,
that's why the coaches want him, because he can negotiate those contracts like that. So,
well, tell us about your new business. Is it going good?
Oh, yeah, we're doing very, very well, Mike. We have the ESPN station here in Tupelo, and I'm finally got the programming like I wanted. In the off-season, we have just a couple of local shows, but mostly we do network stuff. We'll go back to, the football is our bread and butter here. I'll do several shows today on recruiting, then I'll cover the SEC and spring training for most all the schools. But I'm kind of hitting this right now just to be sure that we stay on the air and get our ads sold and handle it that way. Then in August I'll come back on full time and I'll do football from then until after the championship game.
Well, I tell you what, you're the best. And Mike, you look forward to hearing him out of Birmingham almost every day. Is that right?
Y'all are not in Birmingham. I can't hear you.
No, I did Jock's afternoon drive.
Yeah, I'm talking about the jogs. Being on jogs.
Yeah, I hear you on jogs from 6 to 8 every once in a while.
Yeah, I did Monday night after the Super Bowl.
Tim Melton show.
Yeah, I did. I was on with Tim and John, and I did. They of course they wanted to talk about Deion's double play, and I gave them a bunch of stuff background on that when he was at Florida State, and then of course
what did Deion run the 40 in?
All right, electrically timed in pro day in 1988, 419.
Woo!
I saw him run a 4.
That's Bo Jackson speed, 419, isn't it?
I mean, that's NASCAR speed, Mike.
Yeah. But now Emmett, now people will be surprised. Emmett probably didn't run any better than 4.6, did he?
4.55 was the best he ever ran.
Well, I didn't realize he was that fast.
Yeah, but he was that speed at one step, and he could do it laterally or vertically, and that was the difference. And Deion's athletic ability is nobody. I'm telling you, nobody. He had over 40-inch vertical in to play basketball. I can just tell you,
he was a great baseball player.
Oh, well, when he played, he's the only guy that hit a home run with the Braves and scored a touchdown with the Falcons in the same day.
Yeah, you talk about people. Emmett's probably one of the best people persons you'll find.
You're absolutely right.
And he's,
of course, Deion's son just signed with South Carolina. That's surprising.
Shiloh.
He's trying to go to Florida State.
Yeah, no, he didn't want to go to Florida State. Shiloh Sanders signed before. And get on the official visit. Guess who went with him? Emmett's son.
And how good is he?
Well, he's one of the leading rushers in the state of Texas. In high school, he's got one more year. He's a junior. He'll have the same kind of response that Emmett did. Emmett will see to that, I can promise you.
Yeah, you're
what
right.
About the kid out of Dothan that was so good, Dorsey? What did he run?
Which one there?
Florida State.
Dorsey.
Dorsey kid out of Dothan that played at Florida State.
He was a wide receiver for us.
Yeah, what did he run?
Oh, he was a 4-5 guy. 4-6. Yeah, 4. No, I'd say 4-5. But he was one of those precision runners, Mike.
He was a great player.
Guy that he could run an 8-yard out, and the corner would try to line up on him. He'd think he was going to run a fly pattern, and he'd sprint for 8 and stop on the dead and turn out, and the ball would be there.
Max, we got to go. Listen, quickly, what's for dinner? Have you been cooking any?
Man, listen, you would love what I did for Super Bowl Sunday.
I would want to know.
Shrimp. I did 50 pounds of shrimp with a crab boil. I did the potatoes and the corn. Then on the side, we had about 6 slabs of ribs. Then we had all the amenities that go with all that. I fed 10 guys, and all just came out of there. They've been it was at a hunting camp that I cooked. And these guys, I'm telling you, and when Big Boy showed up out of his Cadillac at halftime of the Super Bowl, went to the car to get a gun. They thought a bear from the stage.
Well, thank you so much, and we look forward to hearing from you. Call us anytime. We love you, man.
I do it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's show. We were talking about recruiting, and that's what the news is everybody is trying to recruit the finest players for their programs. And a big night tonight at Troy at the Stadium Club. Be there and see the guys firsthand. Videos of the guys they recruited did it for this 2019 season. Have a great day.